Hi guys, GameTalk Ajax Midtjylland 3-1. Today with Sahbi. Sahbi, welcome. Before we talk about the game, which was a fantastic game for us, we have to talk about today's news about Diego. Very sad news, to be honest.
Definitely.
Just a question from my side, also for the viewers maybe. What did Maradona mean to you? I mean, what do you think of when you hear about Maradona?
An icon. True icon, true legend. The handball, the World Cup. I mean, Napoli. He's a true legend, man. Very sad. Truly sad and flabbergasted that he left us, but his memories will remain.
How do you rank him as a player? I mean, one of the greatest?
One of the greatest,
Okay.
definitely, yeah.
All right.
Definitely.
Very sad to hear this. Let's go to Ajax. So we knew we had to win this game. We know we're stronger than Midtjylland. We have a better squad. I mean, we don't have to be reserved about this. You know, it's true. We have a better team, but having a better team doesn't mean automatically that you get the 3 points.
No.
And the first half we were much better, and it was still 0-0. So
it was 0-0 indeed.
What did you think when we were at halftime?
Whoa, I was really surprised about the lacking of efficiency, the clinical finishing of our players. We played really dominant, pressing. We really smashed them. We definitely smashed them the whole game. They weren't dangerous. They had one ball from the left, which was you couldn't even call it a chance. But we could easily get 3, 4, 5-0 in first half. We played wonderful football. The right back and the left back of Ajax were very deep. It caused us small problems when they trying to counterattack with their passes from the left or from the right, but we weren't really in trouble. Yeah, really ridiculous that we couldn't score. That's basically the summary. We had control. We were dominant. A lot of chances. Labyad had a chance which even my grandma could score, literally. I mean, and the Traore also huge chance. We had the ball on the crossbar. Yeah, we could definitely get got a better result in the first half. But yeah, second half, I don't know what Ten Hag said in the dressing room, but we were very efficient at the beginning. Gravenberg, terrific goal. A pass from Tadic, and he saw an opening, and yeah, one of my favorite players at the moment at Ajax. We played as well dominant football. We were efficient. Neres was very active, also in the first half. Second half, he was again active. Tadic with his second goal, terrific through pass to Mazraoui, who had a one touch, which is with his left, and shot directly with his right in the next to the left post of the keeper. A very difficult shot.
Yeah, the keeper didn't
exactly.
account for that one.
Yeah,
right?
he picked up the ball with his left and directly shot the goal. So it was, from a technical point of view, excellent. So yeah, we were in control. They had to come, so we made use of the space behind the defense, and yeah, the backs, even the central defense of Ajax, they could have their own. They could eat their lunch without having a striker coming to them, like totally having the space to give the pass. So it was a great game for Blind, because if he gets the space, then he can provide such a great passes. And unfortunately, another injury, and that's very unfortunate. That's only the bad thing in
talking about that injury, right? Because I want to touch upon other stuff as well. But you just mentioned the injury. I was thinking when I saw the injury of Blind, oh no, that's the first reaction I had. The second reaction I had was he played 3 games for the Dutch national squad, and the third reaction I had was he played against Heracles.
Yeah.
Can you, I mean, maybe we're being too harsh now, but do you think this is mismanaged? Do you think we could have done something else to not have him injured now? Because it seemed like he has a muscle injury. maybe a hamstring.
Hamstring probably. Yeah.
We don't know how it will be. But I also told you when we were watching the game, now almost every game you see at least one Ajax player getting sub because of an injury or something happening. So and rightfully so, right? Because we have so many games following each other. Many. So it becomes even more difficult to manage which players have to play, which players doesn't have to play. And then, I mean, it's always easy to talk about things that happened already in the past, but even the media pundits were surprised that Ten Hag still selected Blind after the Dutch national squad, after playing 3 games with Van de Boer, to play in Heracles game. And now he played a fantastic game, by the way, against Midtjylland. I have to say Blind was amazing. But then he gets injured, and now we don't know how long he will be off, and we need him. I mean, next week is Liverpool, you know?
Yeah. No, true. I think he was subbed as a precaution. He felt something in his hamstring, but I think it will be difficult to see, but I don't know. I don't think he will be off for a long period.
Okay, but so you're optimistic.
I'm slightly optimistic.
Okay.
But I do agree with you. He should have rested him during the Heracles game. I mean, we played at home. We always win from Heracles at home. It's not such a difficult opponent, and we have Martinez, who is a great replacement. It's not something who it's not a player who doesn't deliver. So I would have played him. It gives Martinez a bit of minutes and some resting for Blind. We often see the rotation in the attack, but we don't see a lot of rotation in defense, and that's something that Ten Hag might
need to consider
indeed.
Exactly. Coming back to the first half, right? We had a couple of chances, as you mentioned. So the first chance is immediately, I mean, in the first 10 minutes for Traore, he gets the ball deep. He uses his body so well. Then, but it comes to his left foot, right? And I mean, we can say it's not his strong foot, but even though, I mean, shooting like that, I mean, it's not even, it's almost rugby, right?
It should have gone between the posts.
Between the posts, at least. Then he has, talking about Traore again, he has a huge chance, basically, which also, again, like rugby, he shot it like that has to be between the post. I mean, it has to be
definitely.
It has to be in the goal at least. And if the keeper saves it, the keeper saves it. But you cannot shoot the ball like that.
Exactly. It's the way he shot the goal.
No defender.
His body was a bit behind the ball.
Yeah.
And that's why the ball went sky high.
It looked like he took it hasty. He was a bit, frazzled maybe.
Well, it wasn't. It was a chance that came out of nothing. We put some pressure on the defense.
It was a beautiful pass by Neres, by the way.
Yeah, it was, and because of the pressure on the defense. So, but I didn't think he really expected the ball. And once he got the ball, maybe he hesitated too much, and his body was behind the ball, and he missed it. But it surely had to go in.
Unlucky on the crossbar. Nice shot.
It wasn't a chance. But I mean, a chance.
I mean, you can compare it with Gravenberg, right? It's the same. However, the Gravenberg one just went
exactly
on the crossbar, but just below. And
true.
the one from Traore went up, so it was just. I mean, it's all margins, right? We're talking about.
True.
So we talk about Traore, just to be a bit critical about him, right? Because yes, you can say he's 19. Yes, you can say this is his breakout season, really breakout season.
It should be.
Yeah, exactly. But he's playing on a level, Champions League level, and you have to criticize him maybe also on the Champions League level. So you have to say it's not good enough. You have to score at least 1 or 2 goals. Or are we being too critical now?
Well, we have to be critical. We're Ajax. We should be critical on our players, especially on the highest level. The Champions League, you need to deliver. You can show yourself. This was not a great opponent. He had some chances, and he missed those. Very unfortunate. Still, his work ethics was excellent today. He kept on pressing.
But it's always that.
He kept on running.
He always does that.
He holds the ball, and he had an assist for Neres, where he
uses his body again.
And like pushed his opponent and passed to Neres. So his work ethic is great, but he needs to be clinical. We often see that he needs a lot of chances before to score a goal. If he gets clinical in front of goal, he's a keeper then.
Let's talk about the other player who also got like a very huge chance, and also was a bit unlucky, I think, in my opinion, Labyad. So Labyad has been playing now a couple of times on the 10 position.
Yeah.
What do you think of Labyad on the 10 position in general? I mean, not maybe looking at today's game, but also in general.
Well, in general, I think he lacks a bit.
What does he lack exactly in your view?
He lacks. He lacks a bit of depth, a bit of
off the ball movement.
Well, off the ball movement. Well, he works hard off the ball, so that's a good thing. But his passing is not that great. His shooting, only with free kicks. But if you looked at his shots in the previous games, they were okay, but not really wow. It's not my kind of player.
Do you think Labyad, because that's always a discussion, right? Do you think Labyad is more a bench player than a starting player for Ajax?
For me, he is. Yeah, we got better players.
And who would you choose? I mean, looking at the current squad and the injuries that we have, who would you select as a number 10 instead of Labyad then?
Difficult one. You might choose Tadic and then play the Brazilians, the Neres and Traore and Anthony. So that will be a solution.
Or maybe the preseason selection with Promes on 10, or you're not really keen on that one.
Well, he had some good games, but in preseason or at the beginning of the season, it wasn't that well. So I think he wasted his chance and now needs to fight for a position at the left wing. But yeah, we just have to wait for Kudus. I think he is our man at that position.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, take us to that beautiful goal of Gravenberch. Again,
as you said, a beautiful goal. The ball came from Tadic. He had the ball. There were a lot of players getting into the box. Gravenberch saw the space with the next outside the penalty area.
Yeah.
He got the ball and then nice shot. He really placed it. He saw the keeper was a bit of in front of the goal. So it was a perfect shot.
Exactly also what the game needs, right? So once you make the first goal, you see that the second and the third becomes easier to make.
And that's why he was my man of the match.
Gravenberch
was my man of the match. He opened the game. He played a great game in defense. He was involved in attack, involved in defense. Within the small space that he had, he was able to position himself quite easy. It looks like he plays for years within this squad.
We talked with Papimento in the Heracles game on Sunday, and we already talked about how mature he's playing.
Yeah,
and it showed today as well.
We could see that,
and he's growing by the game. I mean, you see him growing.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, Klaassen he had an off day today, in my opinion.
He was okay.
He was okay, but he wasn't. I mean,
but maybe because he wasn't 100%.
That's why. But then again, you saw Gravenberch pulled like the whole midfield and brought balance. Something that normally Klaassen would do, but now that Klaassen had an off day, you could see that Gravenberch took that responsibility.
Yeah, his role is growing also.
And he also stated that he looks a lot to the player Frankie. So you could see him like going to the defense, picking up the ball, and then try to divide the play. So it's great to see him.
So the man of the match is Gravenberch, but in all fairness, correct me if I'm wrong, but in my view, almost the whole squad played good today.
They played good.
They reached a high level.
They reached a high level. The best scorers for me were Gravenberch and Neres. The defense were also decent.
But also Mazraoui and Tagliafico were amazing.
Yeah, like the defense. That's what I meant with the defense. Not only the center, but the defense. The main, the player that didn't stood out for me was Labyad. He worked hard, but I mean, the way he missed that chance, it's literally...
How about Traore?
Traore, his work ethics, he had an assist. So he performed well, but he needs to be clinical in his finishing.
All right.
So that's the only thing that I could say about Traore.
Okay, to conclude this, we know that Atalanta won. Unfortunately. Which, I mean, of course, we're going to Liverpool next week. We can win as well.
We can always win.
Exactly, we're Ajax. We can always win.
Of course.
But it does mean that also Atalanta might have a big chance to win against Midtjylland. So that means that the last game, the final game, no matter what happens, and it brings back a bit of memory last year against Valencia, which was also the last game. And we couldn't lose that game, but we lost the game. So it all comes down, perhaps, on the last game.
Well, it will be definitely will be going to the last game. But I think the difference between last year and this year is last year we could easily draw
Yeah.
and then advance. If we calculate the fact that in normal circumstances we can get a draw or lose at Liverpool, it won't be a shame. And Atalanta will easily win from Midtjylland. So
Then there is one choice.
It will come to the last game, and that's a win against Atalanta.
Maybe it's better.
I think it's better because
It sounds weird, but it's better. And mentality-wise, it's better
exactly.
for us.
I mean, we always play attacking football, dominant football. If we lay back because we want a draw or it's a 70th minute and we don't know what to do, you could see perhaps an extra defender, which may cost us. Look at Tottenham, Ajax against Tottenham.
Don't remind
Bad
us.
choices. No, yeah, I still got nightmares on that game. But now we can rely on our own strength, attacking and just win, and that's what we will do.
Okay, so briefly coming back, wonderful game, 3 points. What we needed to do, we qualified for Europa League at least.
We qualified. We're going to the we at least Europa League, but we will go. We will fight for the Champions League. We smashed Midtjylland.
And we hope the injury of Blind is not too
That's
serious.
the only bad thing about this game. I mean, we won. We won in a dominant way. We created chances. The only thing is that we need to be more clinical. The last pass needs to be... that was lacking a lot in this game.
It could have been more.
It could definitely be more. We lacked the last pass and the clinical finishing. But the baddest thing is the injury, the probable injury of Blind. So we might miss him against Liverpool.
We'll see.
Unfortunately, but we'll see.
Hey there, thanks for watching. A thumbs up if you enjoyed that video. Subscribe so we can bring you more awesome content. Do it.